with it a little bit better. He was really, I thought, on. He's just a great competitor. He just doesn't let things rattle him too much. I think sometimes it motivates him even more. I do think that the schedule, because we had given them a little more rest because we were over concerned about getting back so late, and that they were going to be tired, so we kind of make the week a little bit more where they'd get some more rest. And I think he felt more rested a little bit because after the game I said, wow, that's the best I've ever seen you actually throw the ball. It was coming out of your hand the best I've seen, and he said, yeah, I just felt really good. Now, the weather, with the rain and all that, you would have thought, but it didn't seem to bother him, which I thought was another really good tribute to him. Now, his decision-making was very good as well, and I just think he studied hard, I'm saying. He always studies hard. I think maybe he put a little extra time into it, but he's really motivated to finish this season out really well and get us rolling, get us on another win streak right here. And so we're going to need him to do that this week. He's going to need to play really well because he's going to have the ball every play.
Your two running backs kind of have different abilities, different strengths, but they have almost the exact same number of carries. We asked Coach Houston about that a little bit, but how tough is it to balance out that almost down to the number of carries, and how beneficial is it to have two guys that can have more than 100 yards or 100 rather carries each at this point in the year?
I think it's great that we have two that we would say are good enough to be starters. I wish we had three. You always want one more. I promise you that we don't sit there and chart, okay, he's got three, we got to get the other guy three before we can give him the ball. It's just Coach Foster now is aware that he's rotating them by number of plays and stuff like that. But they're also getting some touches by catching the ball, and I think that's pretty even as well too. So it's just kind of working itself out like that. But we're not really charting it like that. But I think they both are equally good. They are different, but I think they're both equally good. Raji had a little bit of, I guess, the more statistical game this past week. It was kind of maybe that type of a game a little bit more. I don't know, but it's just great to have both of them. I'm glad they've been able to stay somewhat healthy. I mean, at this time of year, nobody's totally 100% healthy. Everybody's got something that's bothering them a little bit, but they're both pretty tough mentally, so they're ready to go.
When you first started working with Keaton Mitchell, what were some of the things? Obviously, he has a lot of speed, but what were some of the things that you wanted him to work on, and that you guys worked on with him right away to kind of get him to this point?
I think the big thing with Keaton, and this is why Keaton didn't play as much as Raji did last year, or at least early, was Keaton came in and, like pass protection, I guess he had never done it. Like I say, if you had him, you were a high school coach, why in the world would you have him blocking people? You'd be giving him the ball, right? I mean, you'd be wasting time doing that. So, like I say, he's a smaller back to a certain extent. Defense coordinators are pretty smart. They're going to look at your personnel. Okay, small back. People like to rush your back, trying to make him have to pick up anyhow. Offensively, you work like crazy to re-ID that stuff and get your quarterback to change the protection so that blitz is coming, the linemen are blocking the blitz instead of the back. But that's the game within the game going on the whole time out there. So Keaton, got exposed like early. Somebody blitzed him, he can pick it up. Well, you know what? You're getting ready to see that again. And that was a little bit of an issue. So I think that was the first big thing was with him. And then, because he was such a big play guy, as he is now, boy, think about what he was in high school. So he's used to always making, I'm going for the home run. So sometimes he would make cuts and try to run around people. And, in high school, you're so much faster than everybody else. That worked. You get here, there's a few guys that run you down. Also, I don't think there's been a game, though, where Shank hasn't said, okay, Noah's out. I don't know when he'll be back. His back is spasmed, and they've got him over there, and they're stretching him out or whatever, which is his way of telling me the right tackle now, one-on-one out here, you better be careful what you call. You better have the back chip. You better have a tight end chip, or you better be careful what you call right here. Wow, that's limiting, all of a sudden to be able to do that. And then, Avery's been banged up. He's gutted it out all year long. But again, that's football, I guess. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Probably everybody's O-line's like that a little bit by now. They're all taped up pretty heavily. So they've hung in there. They've done a good job. You know what I'm saying? That's still an area we want to get better at. We would like to be more consistent, in the run game and in pass protection. Thank you, guys.